And so when you allow yourself to feel those intense emotions, some of the things that you can do theoretically that help, and certainly I've used all of these techniques and I've worked with people who've used them. So journaling, which you guys have to journal anyway, right? How long do you have to write? So writing them down is one way of getting them out onto a paper, and it can sometimes make them more clear because, you know, you can look back after a couple of weeks and go, wow, look where I was at, you know? And then you look back and go, oh, I was there before and before, because we don't realize sometimes that we do have very set patterns, and you can break those patterns. And the way that you break them, like if you're the person who's got really low self-esteem, someone bumps into you, you're like, what's your problem, buddy? It's not by hearing me say this in the class that next time someone bumps into you, you'll be able to say, oh, you know, sorry about that. I guess that was, you know, we weren't watching. It was probably both of us, whatever. But it might be that they bump into you and you're like, what's your problem? It's like, oh, yeah, right, that's, you know, it wasn't, that person wasn't threatening my survival, or, you know, on purpose, like, I'm a useless nothing, and so they just feel like they can bump into me. No, they're in their own little world. So you can talk to yourself. And then the next time you bump into them, what is it? Oh yeah, right, okay. And over a period of time, you shift that template that you've set down earlier in life. And I want to tell you, this is theory, but I really like this. This really helps me. So the numbers I use won't be accurate, but they're just to show you the difference in ratio. But the mind that we're using right now, where we're interacting with each other, we're at a conscious level, right? We're just, you guys are aware that you're sitting here listening to me and I'm talking, and we also know that we have an unconscious. So the conscious level, the power of processing of the conscious level is maybe 4 bits per second, whereas the unconscious level might be 4 billion. That's just, you know, that's an exaggeration to show you the difference. So when someone bumps into you and you know cognitively that this person has not purposely come into your life today, your life is already crap. The last thing you need is someone bumping into you. It's like, that's your stuff. That's nothing to do with the fact they bumped into you and they didn't do it on purpose. Cognitively, you know all that. But unconsciously, if you grew up in a violent, or if you don't feel good about yourself, any of these different patterns that you could have is going to be much more powerful than your cognitive ability. But that doesn't mean you can't change it with your cognitions, with how you think. I'm just talking to yourself like, okay, I can let go of that, because in the end it's going to make me sick. It makes me feel sick right now that I'm just So, does that make sense? Like, does anybody have a question about that so far? So, one of the things about accessing the unconscious, which is so powerful, is just consciously, you can constantly do the self-talk, and that will slowly, over time, change some of your patterns. And also, when you can put yourself in a more relaxed place, that is more connected to your unconscious self. So if you can put yourself in a space where your brain patterns have slowed down, and feed yourself some really positive information, that's a good way of going at things too. So one thing, say, that I might do is, if I know that one of my triggers is, oh, I'm never good enough. I'm never going to be good enough. Doesn't matter how good I am at something, I'm never going to be good enough. I hate that feeling. I'm going to have to live with it all my life. I hate that. And it's like, you know, again, someone says, Judy says, can you just put the assignment in the back box? And it's like, oh, I should have known that. God, I don't even know I'm supposed to have to sign in the back box. And it starts the whole thing like, okay, there's my trigger. It's like, Judy said that to everyone. That's just a direction. It's not a comment or a criticism of me. And then the next time she says that, I might have a little lesser reaction, a little lesser as time goes by. And I'm also using my breathing, using my self-talk to remind me. I might be massaging my heart meridian, which is pinky finger, just down at the base of the hand, just massaging that heart meridian to soothe myself. And understanding that when you get good at that, and the next time Joyce gives me a direction, or maybe not the next time, but a couple of months, I see that I'm progressing and I'm not having quite a severe and negative reaction. And then something happens and I have a really severe reaction. It's like, oh, all that work I did was worth nothing. But what I find is that I'll get good at something, and then if something comes along to throw me off my track, I'll fall right back into my old pattern. But because I've been alive for 52 years, I can see now that the work I've done, I jump back up more quickly. I go back on my new path more quickly. And I don't get those sick feelings. I don't get colds all the time and frequently because I'm constantly beating myself down with emotional messages that make me feel, that actually physically impact my immune system, so that I get sick more frequently.